I got to kick this thing off. Can I kick it off? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ladies and gentlemen, listen.
Did y'all see Monique? Monique had people up in arms again. She shared a picture of a young woman that was at the airport, and she had something on her head. It wasn't a bonnet. It looked like something plastic to protect her hair. And if you go on Monique's Instagram, I'm sure you'll see it. But I'll just be honest with you, the young lady looked a mess. And she did. I mean, she did. I mean, for everybody who was against, me and those of us who were, anti-bonnets in public, I don't think anybody could justify how this young woman presented herself in public. And Monique said, "Hey, no shame," and she put it out there, and tons of people were triggered. People were triggered by it, And I think we've reached a point where Monique is someone who is she's going to elicit a visceral reaction from those who just don't like her. Anything that she says, they're going to like it, and even when something is indefensible. And people were saying that she was wrong for posting this young lady. What about, why did you shame her? And I was like, well, first of all, it don't really seem like she cared. Did you see how she went to the airport? Does she really care about being shamed? And then number two, you can't see her face, so you don't know who she is. So how was Monique wrong? And again, we go back to accountability. Right. If Monique, as a 40-year-old woman, a damn near 50-year-old woman, can't say, hey, young sisters do better, who the hell can? So, I mean, I know we talked about it before, but what y'all think? Was Monique out of bounds for posting this young lady? What do you think?
She's a villain.
Yeah.
Like, she went out of her way to make this girl go viral. As a celebrity, anything you post is going to attract a lot of attention, and you're using your powers to negatively impact somebody's life. That woman knows who she is. Her friends and family know who she is. And like, even if the whole world doesn't know who she is, the other people in the airport are probably like, everybody's laughing at this woman. And for what? How does that make you or your life a better person? Like, I mean, even if like we saw her in the airport and we chuckled and went on about our day, to me, that's okay. We passed judgment in the moment and moved on. But that's if we like posted the picture here on Man Listen and then shamed her and like made her go viral, and then everybody's on here criticizing or having an opinion about how she chose to leave the house. I don't see how that's using our reach or our impact on the community to uplift each other. I mean, even if we disagree with what she's doing, then we don't need to highlight it. We just need to move on with our lives and highlight what we do want to see in our community, or highlight people who are doing things that we feel like are the best representation of us. But I think Monique should leave people alone before somebody whoop her ass. I'm just saying, IT or not.
Well, Monique from Baltimore, and she a heavyweight, so I think she might stand on her own. But this kind of, before y'all weigh in, this kind of reminded me, like, y'all remember back in the day when you watched the news channel and they would have like stories about obesity, and they would have the camera on people, but they would just show the neck down. So you would see like all these like big bellies and butts walking around downtown. Like, that was like one of my biggest fears. I was like, I want to watch the news and tell that's me on the news.
Right. See, but you see what I'm saying? Now you can't watch the news.
But the difference is, if you're talking about obesity, it's a topic, and it wasn't just the people were dressed appropriately. You may not like it because you overweight, but it's true, right? It's true. Being obese is not a good thing long term for your health. This girl right here, the way she was dressed, it's not a good way to present yourself, and it's not about white folks' approval. It's not about anybody's approval. It's about a standard that I think should be set for us as a community. It's my personal opinion. But let me not dog the topic. Y'all go ahead and jump in.
But okay, so you said if a 50-year-old Black woman like Monique can't tell you or show you the way, but did she though, or did she just post a pic? Did she approach this young lady? Does she know if the young lady, man, we don't know. That literally could be all she had left. She might have
Monique
been.
didn't take the pic. Somebody took the pic and sent it to
Oh, okay.
Monique posted.
Okay. So, that's another, I'm just saying, a picture, you can draw any narrative you want around a picture, especially if somebody sends you a picture. I can make a narrative that isn't necessarily the true narrative. Now, we're looking at aesthetically what she had on, how she looks, but we don't know the story. So that's my only problem with it. I understand. Yeah, I wouldn't advise anybody to go to the airport in the condition she was in, but at the same time, I probably wouldn't post a picture of somebody that I didn't know and shame them for it.
So I guess I'm like, I'm the opposite. So I think if it was coming from anybody else other than Monique, people wouldn't be up in their feelings about it. But we got to understand, like, people are acting like Monique's some mentor or life coach. She's a comedian. And whoever took the picture, whatever she posted was actually from the back. I don't know if y'all remember the websites, We Gotta Do Better, hotghettomess.com. Like, there's probably people that saw her and actually posted that picture and probably has her face and were like less tactful than Monique. And so I think I don't know. Like, I just don't think, when you show up like that, you are definitely taking a chance. And today in 2021, probably the last 10 years, of getting shared through social media and going viral. Like, I don't think that woman had the least bit of concern at all when she showed up.
That don't make it right though.
It doesn't make it right, but it's also like,
it's life. Like, I ride my bike. I ride my bike for exercise, right? Mm-hmm. I know for sure that there's somebody who has driven past me, this big dude on a bike with this helmet on, and probably been like, oh, let me videotape. Hell, my family has done it. My family and my son's friends, they've done it. And I'd be like, God damn, I just want to just ride my bike in peace. Do I like it? No. But that's reality. It just is what it is. And it really baffles me because, like, I've been in these different Facebook groups and where they're like post an event from like a party, and it may be like a hood party from like a small town or whatever. And you'll see like a bunch of people who they think they like, hey, I'm here to have a good time. And folks will just be roasting all the people, like the women who have like the crazy dye in their hair, or the dresses that don't fit right, or the dudes who are thugged out with all kind of fronts or whatever. And people will roast them. They will roast them. But because you don't like Monique, because Monique called out Oprah, then you got a problem with it. That's hypocrisy to the fullest extent, because you've done that. And I know most of y'all have done it. So why is Monique wrong? At least she's trying to come from a place to say, hey, listen, young women do better.
Right. No, I agree.
I remember,
but there's also a time, I always think when I say this, y'all know, Kelly on Insecure, she was like, that's growth. That's growth. So I've had growth in my life. Honestly, I will occasionally still laugh at stuff, but it's not like how it used to be. And if you're a 50-year-old claiming to be, she is a comedian, but she's claiming to be auntie, claiming to be that mentor. She's not approaching this from a comedic sense. She's saying, I want to be mentor. And as a mentor, that's not what you do. And so regardless if it's Monique or if it's somebody else, if they're claiming that role that they anointed themselves, number one, and then that's not, in my opinion, how a mentor would act towards a mentee or a potential mentee.
So I really hate when I see like people like, ending up on a meme or, going viral for something that, they either cannot help at all or, have, not full control over. Like the girl on the picture, like she wasn't shaped the best. Now, if somebody would have posted that and made fun of like the way she was shaped, then yeah, I probably would have looked at it totally different. But she chose to put that on. And she chose to leave her house and go out in public. So that's what I'm saying. I feel like, she had what was coming to her. If it would have been, based off, if it was her face based off of her looks or, like I said, talking about her weight. And then you said, sometimes we don't know the whole story. So we don't know what people go through. So if they were making fun of, when they make fun of people's shoes, you don't know people's financial situations. You don't know if they've lost a job, what they went for, so I totally understand all of that. But if that girl had, 4 pieces of luggage with her. There was something she could have put on that would have helped that out. Because I know those they were empty. I mean, what else was in them? Dead bodies. What is she planning on doing? Bringing back? You know what I'm saying? Like
she was like, hey, she was doing like the rest of y'all black folks. She was coming back from overseas with a bunch of white Hennessy.
Which apparently you can only bring back 2/5.
You can only bring back
of
2
liquor at a time. I was like, oh, I'm just kidding. I don't have 4 bottles. I only have 2. Take that back. He was like, yeah.
Per person.
Y'all be acting like y'all Pablo Escobar with that white.
Man, is the white Hennessy that good though? I mean, I've never had it.
The thing about it for me is I could drink half a bottle and wake up the next morning at 7 a.m., go for a run and live my life like I didn't drink yesterday. If I drink half a bottle of Hennessy, I'm gonna be in the bed the next day. So I think it's the after effect.
And that's why we're gonna lose our title of the Blackest Radio Show.
I was just about to say, y'all.
She's talking about the white Hennessy is better.
The white Hennessy is better. Okay.
I can't help the way they distill it. I can't help that.
Hey, they went from the white man ice coater to the white man Hennessy is better.
Yeah.
No. I said I feel the impact.
Better too.
I don't like either one, so.
We'll see. There you go.
Probably like white chocolate better too.
I don't like it at all.
0
How about
bars.
that? No, but so my thing is you really sat here and said you don't like it when your family records you and basically kind of makes you feel bad while you're trying to be healthy, but then you want to justify somebody else criticizing somebody. And then it's like, you can't say you don't know the whole picture.
It's the way of the world.
But that's not how it necessarily should be, because like, if you don't know her whole story, what could be in her bag could be more outfits like that. But if that's the outfits that she grew up seeing her mom and her aunties wearing, and that she doesn't see anything wrong with that because that's the environment that she was raised in, and now you're like, I'm not just criticizing you as a person, I'm criticizing who you were raised by, your struggle, your upbringing, and for what? I just don't see the goal or the point. So for me, like, one of our major things is do what you will, harm ye none. If I'm harming somebody, then I'm not doing something that's, that's good or, good for life in general. So to me, that's the biggest credence that I live by as a witch, is do what you will, harm ye none. So if whatever it is I'm trying to do is going to harm somebody, then I'm not going to do it. And like Lab said, that's growth, because when I was 20, of course I laughed at people. Of course I criticized people, but you can't tell me anybody on this show would post a picture of her and then shame her on ManListen or any of our personal pages. And if you wouldn't do it, why would you allow it from somebody who has the reach that Monique does? It doesn't have anything to do with her being Monique, because I didn't dislike her. I dislike some of the things that she does. I disagree with it. And I think she's a bully under the guise of being a mentor. That girl didn't do anything to her. She doesn't benefit by bringing us up to standard, because no one cares what she thinks. You're not bringing me up to standard. That woman is not going to change her entire wardrobe now because everybody has shamed her on the internet. She's going to continue living her regular life, trying to live down the shame of a celebrity posting her so that people can make fun of her. That's just hurting her mental health. It's making it worse, not better.
Her face wasn't shown, so she ain't got no shame. So
yeah, you not on that picture. I'm pretty sure that. No telling who took a picture.
Hey, so let me ask you this before we go. Now, see, Arika, y'all both very slender sisters. Do y'all have a problem with Monique because of how she used to talk about skinny women all the time? Well, I've been hearing that a lot from people.
So first of all, I said let me first say I don't have a problem with Monique. But I said from the get-go, when she used to make all those skinny comments, I don't know why you said I'm skinny. Arika's skinny. I'm not skinny. I'm average, maybe.
Hold on. I didn't say skinny, because some people get offended by that.
Yeah, he did.
I said slender.
Yeah, I don't know if you can consider me slender, though.
See, I've seen you in person.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. I don't think that you can consider me slender, though. But what I'm saying is, so when Monique,
what are you? See? What are you? How would you classify your body?
Like in the middle, athletic build. I know it's been a while since I played a sport or two.
I'm slim thick.
I knew you was gonna say that, Arika.
Slim thick. Appreciate you.
Right.
I need my credit.
Hey,
I'm working on this.
and I don't want to laugh because that's used to the body shaming, but she said slim thick. Okay. I got you.
Okay, all right, let me go back. So now when Monique first was commenting on like all skinny women and stereotypes, I was not the only one, but probably one of the very first ones to say that I think she's projecting her own insecurities out on everybody else. She has a problem with her weight. She's not happy with herself. And that's why she's I don't like skinny women, I don't do this and this. Fast forward 10 years later, and she's doing like everything under the sun to be a skinny woman. But I don't dislike Monique. I mean, that happens a lot. Like people, especially women, a lot of times the stuff that you hate about yourself, you talk about the most, or it comes from jealousy when you criticize somebody because you don't look like them or you don't have what they do. I mean, unfortunately, that's a trait, amongst all people, but it is really bad with women, especially younger women. But I don't dislike Monique. I thought she was right in asking for more money back with the whole like Netflix thing and all that other stuff. I have no problem, Monique. I don't even remember what she said about Oprah, but I mean, I don't. That's not. I mean, like I said, I don't.
Well, I mean, so not to belabor the point, but like when this is what I always said, and I took a lot of fire for this. When she said, "Hey, listen, that white girl's getting paid. I deserve to get paid too." There was so many black people who were like, "No, you don't deserve it. You don't deserve it." And I called out the hypocrisy in it. I said, "All y'all talk about how you champion for black women, but here Monique is talking about, hey, listen, I deserve to get paid." Not knowing that if Monique gets paid, it makes it easier for other black women to get paid. And if Monique is dismissed, given her history, right, then it makes it more easy for anybody to be dismissed. So that's why I thought people was wrong. People didn't like that. She called out Lee Daniels. We found out that she was right about that. Lee Daniels is a scumbag. He is. He's a scumbag. She talked about Oprah. She talked about Tyler Perry. And it come to find out, they was right. She was right. Those gatekeepers who tried to like basically say, hey, listen, let us get our money, let us eat at the table, then we'll bring y'all up, but they never bring anybody up. She called them out and she was right about it. She was. But because it was such a polarizing topic for a lot of people, I think people still are holding on to that. And anything Monique says at this point, it's going to be polarizing. She's just a polarizing person. That's just what it is now. So
No, I completely agree with that. I think that was a polarizing topic, and so that did kind of create a lot of discord because people kind of feel like sometimes they have to choose sides, even though it doesn't really make sense. You can just agree or disagree without being on a side. But I respected her for saying she needed to get her money because, like you said, if she goes out there with these credentials and can't get paid, what's the next woman going to do? So if she goes ahead and takes that bullet, 3-4 more women behind her get to step up without having to take that bullet. That's bravery to me because, once you take that bullet, you get ostracized, you get left out of meetings at the table. Now these big wigs that you called out don't want to work with you. So she put herself in a precarious situation to advance other Black women, to make sure that other Black women can say, hey, I deserve to be paid. So no, I respect her for that. I don't care about whatever her jokes were.
Monique pulled a Kurt Flood. If y'all know, all y'all know sports, Arika, you from St. Louis, Kurt Flood stood tall and he was ostracized and he was put out of baseball, but he made it possible for a lot of athletes to get paid. And we started to show about athletes getting paid. Monique pulled a Kurt Flood, and I'll stand on that. But go ahead.
But I think that the difference between how I feel about what she's doing as a mentor and the jokes that she made in the past is, as a comedian, I feel like there are no limits. You should be able to make fun of whoever you want to make fun of because you're a comedian. If I don't like it, I don't have to listen. And me personally, every time I get into it with somebody, a chick, the first thing they talk about is my weight. I've been called Skeletor so many times, I can't even count. Like, I'm be like, man, come up with something new, y'all. This is old. Like, I'm sick of hearing this. But so I don't get offended by that. I don't feel any type of way about any comedian's jokes, because if you can't laugh at the comedian's jokes, change the channel or move on. If you're that sensitive where no topic can be discussed, we're gonna, be stagnant as a people anyway. So I don't feel any type of way about her as a person. I just don't like some of the things that she's done recently. but I still give her all of her respect for, you know, calling out everybody. And when she told everybody she deserved to be paid, she didn't just say, hey, I deserve to be paid because I'm a great comedian. She started rattling off her stats and statistics and whatnot. And to me, that's evidence. You can't argue with evidence. And so, hey, pay that woman. That's that. But as far as, you know, shaming people.
Because she's an EGOT, right? She got the Emmy, the Grammy, Oscar, and then what's the other one?
Tony.
Tony's.
Is she an EGOT? I know Whoopi.
I don't know how.
I know Whoopi
Tony
is. I don't know
live-
too many
live
other people.
plays.
Yeah. Tony is live plays,
I
but
think
I'm not
Whoopi-
sure she hasn't done that.
I think Whoopi. I think Whoopi is an EGOT, but Monique was close. She was very close. She was very close. And they tried to say, "Oh, we just got it for one movie." So what? She got it.
Right.
So what? She got it. You ain't get it. You ain't get it. So, but anyway, we didn't win long. You know, we could probably talk about this all night. You know, C starting to look at me crazy. So we didn't talk about it enough. Make sure y'all follow us on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at manlistenshow. Make sure you subscribe to the show. Follow us on YouTube. Let's get those subscribers up. Make sure you leave comments. Make sure you give us a thumbs up and tell everybody about the blackest radio show on the internet, the Man Listen Show. We'll holler at you. Peace.
Peace.